know God better than you that you're going to have to push out of your life because they're hiding. Now, do you got the strength to do that? Just because they know God more than you, or you going to get mad and not push them, letting you know in this season?
Yes, Jesus.
He's wanting to refresh
Thank you, Lord.
the faith.
Thank you, Lord.
And if he's going to refresh you, you have to let everything go.
Yeah.
How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Men's Monday. I missed you last Monday. I was out working, doing a project that I had going on in East Texas. Well, I'm not coming from the Bible tonight. I'm going to talk, and I need you guys, I need y'all comments. What I'm going to talk about tonight, I really wish I had some guests, because what I'm going to talk about tonight, I have not been a part of this, but I've seen many people go through this. So I want y'all to get my Rich 6 shirt in there. Rich 6. I want to talk tonight. Like I said, I've never ever experienced this, so I can't go too deep, but I'll just go what I have saw personal friends of mine go through. And I want to talk about, because a bunch of women is going to get on here tonight and you're going to defend it. And that's fine, because you have every right to defend it and tell me why you defend it. Okay? And you might have a couple of brothers on here that tell you how they feel. We want to talk about yourself. What you saying, bro, Ken? What you mean? What is yourself? What's up, Jay? We want to talk about yourself tonight. What is yourself? Yourself is that little word that you get on your check when you have child support. That's short for child support. Yourself. That's what you get on your check. And you get it taken out. Not to put anybody in on Front Street, but, you know, we have a business and we have guys that work for us. And it's just very, 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 very difficult to see these guys' checks just dwindling down because of child support. So I want to talk about child support tonight. Is it fair? Is it unfair for the men? Is it a fair thing for the women? Is it unjustly done? Because I've heard different comments on how that is automatically a woman's thing. I can't necessarily say that, because I know people personally that have their children, and the woman is on child support. But my thing tonight, I want to talk to you, and I need your comment. I need you guys coming. Is child support these days, is it fair? Is it fair? Is it fair for you to take a man or woman's check for them to barely be able to pay their bills and to live? Is it fair for a man or a woman to work hard all week long and then their check is pretty much almost cut in half? There's something we want to talk about tonight. I need your comments. I want to hear from you tonight. This is Men's Monday. And men, you need to hear this. We need to see how the women feel about this. I need to see how the men feel about this. Child support. What is one of the biggest things? What's going on, Milton? Let's talk about child support tonight. I want to talk about child support, man. What is, and actually this is really Bible study as well, because why? because it's tearing down a person, and we shouldn't do that. We have many people that's on child support and they're getting towed down, they're getting done unjustly. Like I said, I've never been a part of that situation, but I like I said, I have guys work for me, and it just eats me up on how I see those guys work so hard, and they work all week long, and their check is just devoured. It's just devoured. I don't get it. I don't understand it. What is the purpose of child support? Kind of waiting for my other live to kick back on. My other live is trying to reconnect. So let me deal with this right quick, and let's see if I can get it back on, because we really want everyone to really get this tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it out so I can redo it. We're gonna cancel it. Okay, we're gonna finish it out because I really want everybody to hear this tonight. I really want you to get a hold of this. I mean, this is serious, because things that I want to say tonight, and I want you guys to hear me tonight. I want you to hear me. We really want to get deep into this tonight. Not too long, but I want to. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to get in this deal here. I'm trying to we're going to get this working tonight. Boy, look at this, boy. That thing don't want to work about child support tonight. Boy, everybody gets mad about some child support. But I want to really talk about that, because it's a secret device sometime to tear a man down. And I get it. I know a lot of some women is on child support. I get it. But for the most part, I really wish I had all my studying tonight. It's a very unjust thing in some cases. It's a very unjust thing, because is it fair or not? Is it? I'm sorry, guys. I'm putting this on here because I really want to hear some people tonight. Boom. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Let's go back to the child support. Listen. We're talking about child support tonight. This is not to bash a woman. It's not to bash a man. Is it fair? Is it fair? Can couples really work out a situation to where the child support can be just none in effect? Can a woman and a man work it out to where they say, look, I need you to take care of this, I take care of that, and we go forward? Because if you ask me, child support is very, very, very unfair for the person who gets it. They can really make it unfair, okay? Let's talk about child support tonight. Like I said, once again, put this out here. I've never been on child support, thank God. All my babies are by the same woman. I've been married to her. It'll be 25 years in April. So we didn't have to go through none of that. But I saw many people go through child support cases. I saw so many. What's going on, Chris? I saw so many people go through this. And this is tearing guys down. It's tearing women down because I believe it's unjust on some facts. Now, we know that child support is here to support the child. We know that it's here to support the children that two people have made. Not one person, but two people have made. And one of the biggest situations I got with that is, listen, it takes two to make it. Yep, paid in for 18 years, but it needs to be used appropriately. Amen, amen, amen. That's what I'm talking about, Chris. I want to get to the bottom of it on we need to be able to monitor this or something, because like I said, I got guys work for me. And man, I see these guys, they work their tails off for me. They work hard all week long. And then at the end of the week, when we deal with a payroll company, because we don't want to deal with all the taxes and all of that, let the payroll company do that. We deal with, I look at their checks and it's like, man, they didn't do nothing. They didn't get anything. And that's hard because we know sometimes two people might make a child, okay? And they just didn't work out. And this woman go and be with who she's with, and this guy goes to be who he's with. And to me, that's unfair for who's ever on child support because now this person cannot do the things that he's supposed to do, or her as well, because now they're really contributing to two families. They're contributing. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. Because you have to understand they made society to where, listen, he said child support is grand larceny. I mean, it sucks. I'm just being honest with you. It hurts. Like I said, I've never been on it, but I see a lot of my friends. I see a lot of the guys that work for us on child support. And listen, and that makes them run from getting a proper job. It makes guys and women as well, because both of them could be on child support. It makes them run from trying to be legal. And I understand people say, well, you need to take care of your business, you need to take care of your child. Did you give them a chance? In some cases, yes, people have gave them a chance. But the majority of the women or men that got the other person on child support, did you give them people a chance? Child support is the only debt you can go to jail for, and even though the Constitution said there should be no debtors. Okay, all right there, Mr. Stewart, you're right. No debt to prison. Hey, there we go. You see this? This is a subject that we really need to talk about. Maybe it's not even for the child. If that was the case, the child would get it all. Would get all the money. Why is the state getting anything? And that's what I say as well. Because listen, we all know we have deadbeat dads. We know that. We also have deadbeat mothers. What's up, Glenn? We're talking about child support. Never been on it, but we're talking about, is it fair or is it unfair? Because we see people suffer through child support that we know that really was a good person, that really tried to take care of their child, and really tried to do what they're supposed to do in life. What could we do to fix this? Because listen, go Eagles over there. Go Eagles. But listen, what could we do? Make an account for the child and make it trackable. That's one of the things that I've always said, Glenn. But this is the situation. We have too many people have taken advantage of the system. And this is what you have to understand. When you do the child support thing, first of all, let's start with this here. Most of the time a person is on child support is because the other person is mad and trying to get even with that person. Come on. Like I said, never been on child support. This is what I've saw. This is what I've heard. This is what I've close friends, co-workers, and people that work for us. They are put on child support a lot of times, man or woman, because women could be put on child support out of somebody being evil. Men could be put on child support out about a woman being evil. So I'm not just saying all men is getting put on child support because a woman is evil. No, because it goes both ways. And I think that they need to fix that in the system. Because now you have people that's on child support, and good guys and good women, they don't want to get a job. Because now they have a job and they're working for nothing. But what about them and the family that they're trying to start now? It's not fair. They try to work for cash, so they're automatically getting put under the system. They're automatically trying to beat the system, which is not going to work. Then if you're behind on child support, what happened? You can't get certain licenses. They take your passport. All of those things. I know people personally, listen to me, that their child is dead, but they still on child support. They're still paying child support, but that child is dead. And I'm like, wow. They're not interested in fixing it because the state wants to rep. Amen. Because listen, and I noticed once you put that jacket on a person, a man or woman, it's very hard for them to get the jacket off. The system is made to fail because listen, even when someone gets on child support and let's say the other person gets on welfare, they get Medicaid, they get food stamps. Don't you know that person that's supposed to pay that is liable to pay all of that money back? What happens if that person have another child? See, this is the part that gets me with child support. You tell me the first baby mama gets more money than the second baby mama, or the baby father gets more money than the second baby father. You see what I'm saying? Why is that oldest child treated higher than the rest of them? See, that's what lets me know that there's some unfairness in this. It's very unfair. We have to figure out and get to the point because the way I understand it, and this is what happens too in marriages. It causes people to just be miserable. Because why? Because people will stay with you forever until their children is off support and then leave. I mean, it's punishment. It's punishment for having children. There you go. And it's hard on the child as well. Because the child now is getting put into a tug of war saying, my dad doesn't take care of me, but he's getting a check that automatically goes. Now, this is one thing that I've always saw. Young man, young woman, they pick their child up and they're paying child support, and then the woman might say, well, your dad needs to go buy you this, and then the dad say, look, I'll give you child support, that's what it's for. Now you're making the child choose. You don't love me enough to pay for something for me. Because the child more likely is not seeing the money. We know that. Child support tonight, man. And I know that this is it's not much biblical I'm talking tonight, but this is something that's been on my heart. What's going on with the child support? I know that women most of the time have the child. I get it. But is it fair? Is it fair for the child support to come? Is it fair for the child support to support the woman or just the child? Or should it support the man and his child? Because, like I said, it's women on child support, it's men on child support. So this is the issue that's going on. It's real talk. I mean, this is Men Monday. We have a lot of men out here that's suffering, a lot of women that's suffering because of one night of pleasure, one afternoon of pleasure, and now a child is born. And I understand, but you need to accept your responsibilities. You have to do what you have to do. Once again, like I said, it's a lot of deadbeat moms, it's a lot of deadbeat dads. But why in the world? Because this is the issue with me. Most of the cases that I see with child support is revenge. Come on, somebody. It's revenge. And that's what I'm trying to tell you now. We shouldn't have to get to the point to where I saw many guys, they couldn't enjoy their life. All women couldn't enjoy their life because they had this bill that they had to pay. They had a bill. Because think about it. I saw guys paying their child support on time. They might go get another job. And then once they get that job, then they have to switch over to another job, but it take a couple of weeks. So when it take a couple of weeks, guess what happened? Now you're behind. That's not his fault. I say, if it's a woman's body and she has the right to do what she wants to do, what she wants, doesn't a man work with his body and at least should be able to do what he wants? Come on, somebody. Come on. There you go. Michael Stewart put it in that share right there. We both, and that's the thing. If I can get her name, the Rothschilds the Rothschilds in the CIA paid this lady a Caucasian woman, and they paid her to start the feminist movement. And I'm just gonna get deep with it. And what did they do? Okay. A lot of times it's used as a control tactic too. Amen. That's what it's used for. But let's get into that. Hey, Tam, a lot of times it's used for a control tactic. I want you to understand this. Listen, this right here, I want you to hear this, and I want you to take this, because see, this is where a lot of this stems from. We're gonna go deep with it. The Feminist Act. Watch this here. Watch this here. This is finna get you. Okay, boom. Right here. Okay. We want to talk about this right here. I want to find her name because it's gonna mess you up. It's gonna mess you up because it leaked out that she was paid by the Rothschilds of the CIA to start the movement because they didn't want the men to have all the power. Okay? And so the answer to the black women, and this is true, to have the control over brothers was when you have the baby, now you can receive welfare. But he can't live with you, because if he lived with you, we have to kick him out. So that's control over the man. I got to look it up. It's probably going to be in my next lesson. I got to find it. I had all this stuff, but I got to try to figure it out because, it was a good study. Good study. When I tell you good study, I'm going to give you her name in just a minute. What is her name? She dated Jim Brown. She was cold, man. And she said, and women, 1 minute, y'all. 1 minute. 1 minute, because I'm going to find this for you. I should already had it. Okay. I believe I'm on it right now. Nah. I think I got it right here. I want you to look her up. There we go. Gloria Steinem. That's it. She was Gloria Steinem. She was known, she even let the people know that, listen, the CIA paid me to do this. It paid me to go get all the women because we wanted to let the women know that they can have control just like the men. But they weren't talking about the brothers. They were talking about the white men at the time. So she came and got the group, got with the black women, the black power. Actually, I believe she owns that. She has the right to that word, black power. She has that. So, but this is what I want you to understand. The CIA had her to come in so women could have control. Listen to me now, I'm not beating you up. So once they did that, she went to the black women to get them together. And it was the women movement. And one of the rewards was, if you have a child and the guy's not there, you will be taken care of. And they started the Planned Parenthood. You can if you want to have an abortion, you can have an abortion. The man couldn't have a say-so in that. He couldn't have a say-so. So they was putting the man power out. They kept making his power lower and lower and lower. Not beating you women up, but that's kind of antichrist because the man is the head. But listen, all I'm saying is this. And what happened after the fact? Okay, we'll put you in the house. He can't live there. We'll give you money. We'll give you food stamps. We'll give you a place to stay. But when you have all of this, we're going back to him to get that. And how could he honestly survive? Now, you're working a job, you got your own place, How could you survive by paying back food stamp money that they gave her, Medicaid money that they gave her? I hear you, women. I understand. It's dogs in this world. It's deadbeat dads in this world. But this is the problem with that. I have a question for you tonight. If it's dog men in this world, they're no good, they need to be on child support, they're not going to pay me no way. If you know that those guys are not going to pay you, why would you even put them on it? The guys that want to do it, most guys now go and put themselves on child support. I wouldn't advise them to do it, but most guys do because they're scared of the system. And I have saw where guys have been on child support and still could not see their child. They couldn't see their child, but they're on child support. Now, what are you doing? You're pushing the guy away from his child. You don't good evening. You don't want to see the child. You don't want to be around the child, but you're getting child support. I mean, I have saw this. Listen, I'm not a madman. I've never been on child support. Let me keep putting this out there. But I have saw people. What's up there, Homer? Talk about child support tonight. I have saw men. I have saw them suffer through because of a woman was upset. Even the woman just said on the message, a lot of times it's used as a control tactic because they want to get even with the men. Listen, I know a lot of women are right. They just need a little help with the support. I get it. I understand. But this is the problem. Do you feel, I need y'all to answer me this. Come on, somebody talk to me. Do you feel, now I don't have a yes or no to this. Do you feel, hey, Christy, now I'm not beating no women up tonight, Christy. I'm just talking about child support. Do you feel, is it right if a man is paying child support? I'm just asking a question tonight. And when he gives the woman the child support, she used that to pay her house note or her rent. Asking a question. Once again, I've never been on gospel. Been with my wife over 25 years. We got kids together. Ain't no child support. My kids grown and gone anyway, but we ain't been on child support. Oh, man, come on, man. That thing is going out. But listen, do you think it's right? Do you think it's right? I just want to ask you that question. Do you think it's right from a man's child support that the woman should pay her house note with it? Man, this other live is trying to keep rebooting on me. But we gonna get Erica. We back. She said, yes, that's fair. It's for supporting the child. That's a roof over his head. I know a woman gonna say that. But once again, listen to me, guys. On this live, is it fair if a man pays child support for a woman to pay her house note or her rent with it? Is that fair? Okay, on one line it said, yes, that's fair. It's for supporting the child. That's a roof over their head. The problem I have with that is you said, Facebook user, their head. It's not the man's job to take care of an ex-wife. It's not a man's job to take care of an ex-girlfriend, right? Once again, I'm not beating y'all up. I'm just asking a question. So we tend to be able to get to the point to where we're saying, well, you have to pay for him to live here. Okay, well, why don't you give the child to him? Just a question. And I'm not beating you up tonight, I promise you. I just feel like sometimes it's unfair on women and men's side because it's women pay child support and they're hurting. They're hurting. I know it's you, Karen. I was just trying to keep it quiet. But is it fair for that? Is it fair for that? Because, see, we have to understand this has been a situation that have gone on and gone on and gone on. And now I was looking at a social media clip and it's kind of, and this is kind of sprung it up too. A young lady and a man, they showed them they was in the bed. They were together that night. She is the custodial parent. We finna get crunk now. They're okay. We're gonna talk all night about this. But listen, it was a skit where the man and the woman, they messed around, and he woke up and he said, "Hey, I think I need you to take this pill." I guess the morning after pill. And she jumped out of bed with a gun. She said, "No, I got you." Like she said, "Yeah, I got you now." I'm patting her stomach. That's the problem that we're worried about. But see, this is the issue with that. When a man, that's why I should have had a woman on this live with me. You want to come on there, Ms. Jennifer? You want to come on and defend the women tonight? Listen, this is why I say to that, when the guy gets up and say, when the guy say, "Hey, y'all putting us all on child support," one of the number one things is they'll say, "Well, you men are dirty, you deadbeat dads," but it's not all of them. But this is the thing. But now, if we look at Love and Hip Hop and we look at Basketball Wives, and we're seeing nothing but what? Gold diggers getting children and doing what they're supposed to, getting children and getting rich off of this. Then the women will say, "Well, it's just only them. All women ain't like that." It's the same thing. All men are not like that. Come on, I need some help from you. I got one answer. It said, yes, that's fair. It's for supporting the child. That's a roof over the head. Any other people saying, now my question tonight is it fair for the child support money to pay for the house? No. Is that fair? Come on, I need somebody to answer me a question. I got one answer. They said, yes, it's fair. I kind of disagree a little bit, but I'm asking anybody else, is that fair? Is that fair for child support check to pay the house note? Because the way I look at it, if it's, now I could be wrong because I'm looking at it from a man's point of view. There we go. Glenn Walker said, no, it's all half. All right. He said it's all half. So this is my question. Because we have most women, I take care of your child, I should be able to do this. But a lot of the women that's on child support, a lot of them work. Man, don't get me wrong. But we have a lot of them that don't work. I'm just asking. This is not to beat anybody up. I'm going to keep putting that disclaimer out there because this is a sticky situation. Okay, that's true. There are good women and men, and we should be able to work together and make it work. I agree. But you have a revenge tactic on that. This is what I believe with the child support thing. I believe we need to assess it every 6 months to a year and come back. I think it's fair too. What you think is fair? Alonzo, what do you think is fair? Do you think it's fair for a man, if he's on child support, woman on child support, to pay the house note? Is that fair? I'm just asking a question because I want to talk about this child support thing tonight, the people that are taking advantage of it. So you have a lot of people that receive child support and take it, and they're doing the right thing with it. But like I said, I saw too many people, guys that work for me, guys I had worked with back in the past, friends, family members, that their life is done. We have to understand everybody's child support case is not the thing. Phone keep freezing. It's not fair because the child is not the only one living in the house. Support, not foot the bill. And man, they do excess is she finds out, he gets a raise and wants more. There you go. That was another situation. Well, come on, talk to me, Mr. Alonzo. You said what's fair? You said, I think it's fair too. What do you think is fair? Glenn is on it tonight. That's just, I'm telling you, it's a tough situation, and it makes it sticky because this is what happens we have certain people that takes child support and not getting treated fair. If it comes out of the child support, the rent can be paid with support money. Now we have a man saying he's agreed with that. I have no problem with those answers. But see, you have answers and that's what I want to hear, because see, women, you think all men is saying now. We have a young man on there saying now. He said, if it comes out of the support, the rent can be paid with support money. This is a guy. It's not all women. See, it's a great thing to come together and collaborate on this, because the thing about it, what we're missing is the people that is abusing this child support thing. That's the problem. And what happens is we get the innocent bystander that's taking child support and gets burnt and get abused by it, and now they're bitter with it. Because see, you have broken down a woman, you have broken down a man, and now there's nothing. I feel like they should just pay for what is for the child, and the money could go to rent, electric, food, insurance, because the child lives there. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to us, a young woman. Okay, but see, that goes back. Y'all remember the last thing. Y'all remember that thing that went viral when the young man was bringing his son some McDonald's, but didn't bring the other kids food. And she threw the food and went off on it. So that's kind of like the same thing, because this is what people understand. Let's say you have a young man and a woman or a lady has a bunch of children, or a man have different children, but he has it. And we have only one person paying support. And that one person paying support is paying for the other children. I love the kids. I want to pay for them all. But what I'm saying, how fair does that make him go? You see what I'm saying? How fair is that? I appreciate your answer, Vanessa. That's cool. He said, I feel like they should just pay for what is for the child. And the money can go to rent, electric, food, insurance, because the child lives there. But what happens when it bleeds over to other children? I'm not against that, to not support other kids. I don't want no other kids sitting in the corner and can't do anything. I don't want to see that. This one is just keep falling back on me. I'm going to tell them to come to Heavenly Fresh, because this one is tripping. But listen, my thing is this. I need you to understand. It's no right or wrong answers on this tonight. It's no right or wrong answers on this. It is no right or wrong. Other kids, not his responsibility. Y'all got Glenn going hard tonight. Glenn say other kids, not his responsibility. Glenn, you going hard. Listen, I get it. And that's why I say it's a very sticky situation. It's a very, very, very sticky situation. If you on this live here on my personal, please go to Heavenly Fresh, because this will keep freezing, and we'll be on Heavenly Fresh, because I'm on 2 lives right now. Because I would love to have everybody on one, but I gotta put 2 of them up, because a lot of times people don't know what Heavenly Fresh is. But Heavenly Fresh Moment is on Facebook, and I'm on live on that one too. So please jump on that one, because this one keep freezing. Almost finished tonight, but what I'm saying is, like I said, I've saw child support mess a lot of people up, innocent and good people, And I get it when you say that if this person was a good person, he would keep his child support up. So what happened to the people when the pandemic just happened? What happened when the pandemic? What happened to the people, to the guys that was faithful in paying their child support, and the pandemic stopped them from working? What happened to those guys? Now they're behind. Now they can't get a passport. They can't get trade license. What happens to them? I've even heard that men that go to jail for child support, the child support don't stop running just because they're in jail. It's a system. See, this is the issue. I'd rather that a man and a woman work things out. What's going on, Chef Po Boy? I'd rather that a man and a woman work things out, because this is the simple fact. A good person, because this system is designed to beat us up. especially us. Because once you get down in that, it's hard to come back. This system, what's going on, Chef Boy? This system, it said, if men are such problems, who fault is the same men are being raised by women? So aren't they the ones raising? Uh-oh. He said, He said, okay, Michael Stewart said, if men are such problems, whose fault is it? The same men are being raised by women, so aren't they the ones raising the men to be the problem? The reason why the men are being the problem, Mr. Stewart, and women, this is me talking, because a woman can't raise a man. And that's the problem. And we're driving the man away behind child support sometimes. Because like I said, okay, Vanessa said, yeah, that's kind of hard, but hey, they chose to have a kid and they chose the baby mama. And if the baby mama has other kids, then there's a big chance the child support can go to other children. Sometimes it's not fair for the men, but all the men can do is just do their part financially. Okay, I got you, Vanessa. But one thing I have to say to you, sweet Vanessa, is this. Both of them chose to have a child. Not just the man. I probably read it wrong, but I got to say both of them chose to have that child. I'm not on the man's side on this because when you have a child, hey, stand up for your responsibilities. He said, yeah, it do keep going while they're in jail, right? That's right. It do. It keep going while they're in jail. I've saw this with brothers, and when they get out, they behind still, you know. And this is the thing about that, you know. It's designed to really tear the man down, because see, this is what you have to understand. The woman I just called you out now, Professor, Dr. Alonzo, I want you to. We're gonna study this together. Her name is baby. Come here, sweetheart, because I want to make sure I'm pronouncing this lady's name right. Sweetheart, come here. I want you to study this because this is one of the reasons why this has really happened. Say the man doesn't always choose to be father; they choose to have a relationship, but the woman chooses whether the child comes or not. I mean, this Michael Stewart not gonna find tonight. He's not gonna find, but see, this is a part of what I'm talking about this lady right here. Her name is Gloria. Sweetheart, I want to say this name right because I need y'all to look this up. I want y'all to do some studying on her because she was one of the ones. What? I know it's a thunderstorm. So what's her name right there, right? I just want to make sure I'm saying it right because I want the people.
Gloria Steinman.
Gloria Steinman. Gloria Steinman. I did some research on her, and it was the truth that the CIA and the Rothschilds paid her to start the feminist movement. I talked about this earlier. And this is what all of this stuff stemmed from. Because the CIA and the Rothschilds knew, I guess it was some men in power, they just didn't want to be in power. So they paid her to start this up. She even owned the trademark Black Power. I mean, Black Power, Women's Power, she owned one of the trademarks for that. But what she did, she went to the black women, got the group Black Power. But the reward for the black women was welfare, child support, food stamps, Medicaid. Look it up. Messed me up too. Look it up. So that stemmed from there. And it gave the black man no power whatsoever. No power. So Michael exactly right. If men had the same choice as women, more women wouldn't get pregnant. If men could say he don't want to be a daddy like the women don't want to be a mother, there'd be less unwanted pregnancies. Wow, man, that's deep. And that was another thing they created, the Planned Parenthood did. And that was right, that the women had all the control, of it. You can't tell her what to do. She wants to get rid of the baby, she can get rid of the baby. Yeah, you made it so this was the choice that you had, brother. I'm going to get rid of the baby if I want to. If not, I'm going to put you on support. So I make the choice. I get the control to do that. And that's what they gave her. It's the truth, man. Go read it. Go study it. I'm telling you, it started chaos. All because they wanted the woman to have power. If you look it up and read it, it'll mess you up. You got to study it. I'm not mad at you, but this child support thing, I'm not mad at who's on child support, who's not on child support. I'm just saying that kind of where it stemmed from. Right there. All because of power. All because of power. And some guys' life will never be the same. And they didn't do anything wrong. They made a child, and their life is pretty much done because now they're controlled by the system. The system controls them. Wow. That's cold. It hurts, but we have to understand, we have to be better men. We have to be better, we have to do better in the choices that we make. But don't just say that the man made the baby, because just like Glenn just spoke, if the man made the baby, he will be the one to have control. Okay, we're going to have the baby or not. They made the baby together. They made the baby together. And the child support, to me, it's kind of not fair. On either side. If they made a child unmarried, isn't that something wrong? That is very wrong. You're right. I apologize. That's wrong. That's wrong. Because first of all, we know marriage supposed to be before sex, but it's nobody. We know that. We need to pray for y'all. He said, you a man paying child support because they are married to a woman, and the child isn't theirs. The woman committed a adultery, and the courts knew it, but the father still has to pay because he was married. Wow. Wow. Now that's cold. Now what if it's an incident like that? And guess what, Mike? You're right. Because we have saw football players, basketball players get caught up like that. Had children, the woman committed adultery, and everybody knows it, and boom, he got to still pay child support. I'm not trying to be funny, but in those cases, why don't you just say joint custody and leave it alone? But people don't want to fight for joint custody. And then I'm going to say this and I'm about to close. I have saw so many people, so many guys on child support. Once their 18th birthday, they don't want the child anymore. You need to go live with your daddy. I've saw this so many times. So many times. So many times. You need to move with your dad. You need to go. Talking about best interest of the child. No. If not his, he should have to pay. He should have to pay, period. He shouldn't have to pay, period. Got it. And what about the women and the guys who, well, not the women because they know it was their child. But what about the guys that I've saw situations where guys took care of children and paid child support for years, and then all of a sudden just go get a test. Babies wasn't his. I had a buddy, he had two, and those kids was, 9 or 10. We took care of them then. We all knew that the first one was his son. But the second one, you better get a test. He didn't want to do it, but guess what? He waited. They were about 10, 11 years old, 9, 10, I don't know, but he had took care of them for a while. And he took the test for the youngest, because everybody was like, hey man, the big boy looks just like you, that's your son, hey, you good. That little boy, Go get the test. But the lady at the blood test bank was like, nah, if you want to do one, just might well do two. He was like, I don't really want to pay that money to do both. She told him, you need to do both. He took the test for both. And now, child was his. Went to the courts, went to all of this, and what did they say? They were only gifts that you gave them. There's nothing you can do. Why isn't there a punishment for that? You took care of them all this time. And they said, you got to chalk all that up to gifts. What? That's the stuff that I say that's not fair on the child support. Where, and listen, women, I'm sorry, but where is you see the control now? Go look her up. That's the control that they had. She can't go to jail. What's going on, Ed? She can't get in trouble for lying about it. If she lied to you and tell that child was 15 and you find out the child not yours, guess what happened? The court is just gonna say, oh man, them just gifts. She won't get in trouble. But we beat the man up. We beat it. Fly Eagles fly, baby. Fly Eagles fly. But you beat the man up. If he missed one payment, if he missed two, you take him to jail. He should have gotten a test. Boy, see these women getting crunk now. He should have gotten a test. Why was just, he should have gotten the test early. Why he should have got a test? What if he felt like that was his baby? He didn't have a doubt in his mind, but he had a doubt later on. But if he missed that child support payment, it's going to be interest tacked on. And if he missed enough, he's going to jail. And if he's behind, guess what? No passports. He can't get some different trade licenses. It's a lot of things he's going to be restricted to do. Wow. That's horrible. But men have to be responsible. Oh, my God. Men got to be responsible. What about the women? What about the women? Men got to be responsible. What about the women? I think I'm going to continue this on Real Talk Tuesday. I think I'm going to bring my wife in on this because she the one giving me these crunk answers. I think we're going to continue this on Real Talk Tuesday because this is a situation. Feelings going to get you caught up. What about the woman feeling? Because see, this is my wife talking that noise now, y'all. What about the woman feelings? But see, this is what I'm saying, guys. Child support is being misused. All pregnancy, there you go, all pregnancy should be tested these days. And if a female knowing in the wrong, she'll be jailed. Woman just as guilty. Hey.
I'm not saying that the woman ain't responsible. I'm saying
I told y'all, the women coming out of nowhere now, boy.
Listen,
what?
you know how I feel about my sons.
Okay, your baby boy.
I can't even get on here because I look a mess. But it is their responsibility to protect themselves, period.
Gotcha.
And if you're not going to be man enough to do that, in my opinion,
good night, Vivian.
You deserve what you get. Because you out here laying around with these women.
Women is laying around with men too.
Yes, baby. But this is the deal. She know it's her child. She carrying it. But if you don't know that, if you don't know what this girl out here doing.
Okay, sweet. Listen, though.
The sweetest of them. You don't know.
You're right. But listen, I told y'all these women were going to get crunk tonight. But listen, so you're saying she could lie, right?
She gonna lie.
She's gonna lie.
She gonna hold information.
She's gonna hold information. So that shouldn't be a crime?
It ain't a crime.
I'm asking, should it or should it not be?
Look, we gotta deal with facts, brother. That ain't.
Well, y'all see how these women be running?
No, I'm not
y'all see how these women be running?
I'm not running. It's pointless.
Women laying with men. There you go, Glenn.
They doing it.
They're doing it, but this is the issue with me. If a man's behind on child support 1 month, a woman too, interest could be jail time.
Mm-hmm.
They're blocking certain things, driving license and all kind of stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
But if she lies for years, we just chalk it up and call him dumb.
Yeah, cause go use the tools that's out here to cover you.
Why would a man that's in love with a woman don't think nothing of it? So should I have got a test with every child I had with you?
If you wanted to be smart, you would have.
Oh, so you? Oh,
I'm just saying. No.
Oh, I got to go get some tests tonight, baby.
Do what you need to do. But as a man,
yes.
This the whole problem. Don't worry about my feelings. You have to protect you as a man.
Now listen, okay, hold up. Being deceived has nothing to do with being a man. If that was the case, all the women that are deceived on women. Come on, man. Come on.
What?
Being deceived has nothing to do with being a man. If that was the case, all the women that are deceived on women. See, I agree with that. We can't hold up a certain standard for her.
I'm not trying to hold
because
up no
you're saying, so what you're saying is that's not pure. You're saying, because this is the thing. If I would have told you, now come on, we're going to continue this tomorrow, Real Talk 2.
Okay.
If I would have told you, every time we popped the child out,
I would have been offended.
You would have been offended. You would have been offended.
I would have put the truth out there. I would have been offended.
There you go.
But let me tell you something. I can guarantee you this. I would have got over it, Kenyatta. Men have to protect themselves. How you gonna get mad because he's trying to protect himself?
You know what? We're gonna have a good segment tomorrow on this. We've been on here an hour, guys. I love it. I want y'all to come back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Because I want to know
Tuesday.
What you would have did at 18 and you find out these boys ain't yours.
If I'd have found out that.
Boy, please. That's crazy talk.
There'd have been some problems up in there. Most women right. Listen, make a woman pay it all back. Woman got levels of protection. They got levels of protection. You right. Listen, tomorrow night, Real Talk Tuesday. We're going to continue this, but my wife is going to be my guest. We appreciate y'all, man. Love you. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all get ready for tomorrow. It's going to be a hot topic. Child support. Hey, man, y'all get your questions and your answers and your comments together for tomorrow night. Real Talk Tuesday. Continue part 2, child support. Peace.